What's up, my hairy little rambutans? This is Rob from A Gay Guy Plays, and today we are back with another installment of the weekly Nightwave, the series where we take a look at this week's acts and find the most entertaining or most efficient way to take them on. Now, number one, I'm very sorry that this video is late. I actually have already recorded this video and then ran out of disk space, so I'm having to re-record it all over again. My apologies. Now, we technically have a Warframe of the week, which of course is Goss, but I actually went ahead and published a build video for him, I think day before yesterday, and I do have a dress to kill coming very soon, so don't worry, it's on its way. But what I figured that I would go ahead and do is actually toss in an installment of where we do shit that you probably don't want to read yourself, which of course is going to cover the big updates, patch notes, but I'm not going to highlight any of the things that we've already talked about in the past. Instead, I'm going to focus on some bits and bobs that you may have missed. So let's go ahead and take a look at what's going on over here, then let's jump into what's going on over there. So, as you can see right now, we have our daily, which is Arsonist. So, kill 150 enemies with heat damage. We have Shiny, which is pick up 8 mods. Then we have Short Circuit, kill 150 enemies with electricity damage. Now, moving on to our weeklies, we have Earth Fissure, catch 6 rare fish in the plains of Eidolon. I'm be real with you, I'm mad about the next one, which is now boarding, complete 3 different K-Drive races in Orbalis. Why couldn't you put the fish and the racing in the same place? Now we gotta make 2 different trips, DE. You just mean. Then we have Protector, complete 3 mobile defense missions. Supporter, complete 10 Syndicate missions. And then Vault Looter, which is unlocked 4 Orokin Derelict Vaults. Moving along into our Elite Weeklies, we have Day Trader, which is win 3 wagers in a row without letting the enemy score in 1 match of the Index. Then we also have Hold Your Breath, survive for over 30 minutes in Kuva Survival. Now, here's where things overlap. First and foremost, you can get basically any of your dailies done in the Kuva, what do you call this? Kuva Hold Your Breath one. But one of the things that I will point out is if you're having any issues with mods, and these are just standard mods, a lot of them drop off of the Day Trader. So if you guys jump into that, you'll be able to get your mods from those kills fairly easily. Now, the other overlap that we have over here, of course, is complete 3 mobile defense missions, and you can go ahead and do that with your Syndicate missions, so check for those in your drop-down screen before you do anything else, and then you can also go ahead and do that in the Orokin Derelict Vaults, because I do believe that there is a mobile defense in that. But me personally, I do your Syndicate ones first, mainly because of the fact that I don't like lugging around a bunch of keys and then also having to do objectives. Now, for those of you guys who have managed to get your hands on Goss, I would definitely suggest playing him in mobile defense, mainly because of the fact that you can dash around, you can defend areas with his thermal SANDR ability. He's just a lot of fun for these types of missions. I've really liked him for interception, mobile defense, like any of these types. I really enjoy that. So give him a shot in those, because I think it's going to be a whole lot of fun. That aside, let's go ahead and jump into a little bit of housekeeping and then the patch notes. Alrighty, so we're going to start off with a little bit of time-sensitive information. As you can see, we do have a Twitch drop, which is going to be running from now until Friday, September 6th. So if you guys don't know, you can go ahead and get your hands on the new transmission palette by watching a Warframe partnered streamer for 30 minutes or more consecutively. Just make sure that your Mixer account or your Twitch account is linked to your Warframe account. I'll go ahead and leave a link down in the description box below where you can go ahead and just triple check that all your shit is put together. Now, me personally, I have scheduled streams on Saturday and Sunday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, so those have already passed, but I do have another scheduled stream coming up on Tuesday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So those are my scheduled days, and I always kind of like stress those because you know I'm gonna be on at those times on those days. But I also do a lot of streams like randomly throughout the week, so make sure you're following me over on twitch.tv/agayGuyPlays and also on Twitter at agayGuyPlays, because I will always tweet out about 30 to 15 minutes ahead of time when I'm gonna go live. So just in case you wanted to catch me and get your hands on this palette, definitely go ahead and link to all of those socials. Now let's go ahead and skedaddle on in to these PC notes. So as the, oh god, wrong one. Where are we? Let's go here, maybe? PC update notes. Sorry, my bad. So let's go ahead and jump into the Saint of Ultra. I thought I had it all together, but clearly tonight is not the night since I had to re-record a whole bunch of stuff. Now, I'm not going to bog you down with a lot of this stuff that we already know about Goss and his weapons, and then, of course, the Hero Reliquary stuff. I'm actually going to jump straight down to Disruption. So there are 5 new nodes that you guys can jump into, which I'm sure you're already aware of. Mars, Olympus, Neptune, Laomedea, Sedna, Kelpie, Uranus, Ur, and then the Kuva Fortress, Tamu, and Lua Apollo. So those are the new nodes. Keep in mind that if you do want to open up arbitrations again, because you will get locked out of it, you need to go ahead and touch on the Kuva Fortress as well as the new node on Apollo. So that aside, one of the things that I wanted to point out is the new rewards. So we do have the Lua Lens Blueprint, a new focus lens found only on Lua Disruption, which allows you even greater focus conversion. So what you're going to need is the actual blueprint, and then you're also going to need this extra fibers, cyanoid fibers. It's something weird like that. But one of the things that I'm going to actually ask you guys is, I've been looking online for any information on it, and when you look up Lua Lens, it doesn't have a specific house that it's attached to. So I'm actually curious to see if it's just a generic universal lens that you can attach to your Warframe or your weapon that will work with whatever focus school you currently have equipped. At least that's what I'm thinking in my head. I actually asked a DE staff member, and they you couldn't give me any information on it. So let me know down in the comments below if you picked it up yourself. Now, moving into something else that's a little bit universal, we have the Universal Syndicate Medallion. Now, you can pick this up from all of the new Disruption nodes, except for the very first, which is found on Mars Olympus. So not that one, but everything from that point up. So this one is a mysterious item accepted by all eligible syndicates to give you 1,000 standing. If you're lucky enough to find one in Disruption, you'll be able to gain favor with any of the core 6 syndicates: Steel Meridian, Arbiters of Hexus, Cephalon Suda, New Loka, Red Veil, Parent Sequence. You will also be able to use it with the Quills, Vox Solaris, Ostron, and Solaris United. Now, none of that really matters. This is what I'm very interested in. We are planning on making Universal mean a bit more here, and in a future hotfix, this will be usable in Conclave, Samaris, and Vent Kids as well. Now, I was told that behind the scenes, it might have some issues working with Conclave, so don't 100% bet on it, because there's some kind of back-end stuff that they're going to need to tackle, but they did list it out here as something that they are going to be attempting to do. We are starting small with this item, as it has a potential for a large impact on various economy elements that we want to carefully measure, but expect iteration and larger versions of these for rewards, anything from special alerts featuring multiple future drop tables and more. So that is definitely something to keep an eye out for, because it'll be a nice way to earn some of the Conclave items that either we don't necessarily want to grind for, or don't want to, like, you know, because Conclave is either like, it can be really, really dry and nobody can be there, or you can have a couple really dedicated players there that just want to slaughter the shit out of you. And that's not necessarily, like, the best part of my day. So this is going to be an alternative way to get your hands on it. In addition, we also have a new market item, which is Aura Forma. Making its debut in arbitrations, we have added Aura Forma to the market for Platinum. You can buy 80 Platinum, or a bundle of 3 at a discounted Platinum price, which is 150 Platinum. Thank God I never have to go into arbitrations again, because legitimately, until they remove that stupid revive mechanic, I'm not planning on dipping my toes in there. At least not into a public mission. So that is definitely something to keep in mind. I also want to point out, because I don't know where it is in the copy, you can also pick up greater Eidolon lenses in there as well. Or is it just called Eidolon lenses? It's one of those things. But Eidolon lenses for 80 Plat, just in case you don't want to bother with Lua lenses. Moving along, we have Riven additions and changes. This is something that I actually wanted to make note of, and specifically because I got asked this a lot in chat, where to find the new Sentinel ones, but companion weapon Rivens are available from Samaris' offerings for standings. Keep in mind that this is for all of the robotic companions. There are none made for the fuzzy pets. The War Within completion required. And yes, this includes the R tax, because as you guys know, they actually got rid of that a while ago. But I know that this is a lot of stupid fun, and this is something that, you know, is is a bit pointless, but I did want an Artax ribbon, and I still want to go and grab one now, because it's for one of the like most useless sentinel weapons out there, but it's kind of hilarious. See, I can have fun in Warframe. I can enjoy myself. So if you recall, back in update 24.0, removed sentinel weapon ribbons from the pool due to being lackluster in comparison to more applicable weapons. Adding companion weapon ribbons to Samaris' offerings allows players to freely choose these ribbons if they desire, and leaving it out of the general ribbon mod generation pool for those who don't want them. See, look, player option, DE, you do player options, so why are we so forced to endure vacuum on Titania's Razorwing? Give us player options, I'm just saying. Alright, so moving along from that, this is something I wanted to touch on real quick. We do have Look Link and Mod Link, and they actually go ahead and show where you can click the little icons to give the look links and the mod links to people that you're chatting with. However, I do want to point this out because I don't know if they mentioned it here, but you can actually type into chat bracket look bracket, and it'll actually go ahead and share your look. It'll bring up a screen to choose whether you want your Warframe, your Arcwing, your primary, secondary. It'll bring that up, or you can actually type in bracket mod config bracket, and it will be able to share your mod configuration and bring up the same menu you'll be able to choose. So that way you don't actually have to continuously get into this menu. So I just want to make sure that you guys are aware of that instead of continuously having to jump back in there. So moving along, we're going to skip over the Shazwin. We're going to leave that towards the end because I do have some feelings on this waist. But as you can see, we do have some community contest winner editions. This one is really cute. Now, if you have one of those emote slots in your, not emote slots, but it's one of those, what is it, personality modules, an emotion module installed, you can do a boast at your MOA, and it'll do this cute little emote. Love it. Really adorable. Now, this other thing I wanted to highlight, I know it's really stupid. Their masks, I actually like the Dark Mother mask or the Beautiful Mother's mask, whatever it's called, the evil sentient Lotus hooker mask, which is fantastic. And then we have the Warframe meme gone awry. Can't stand looking at it. But I wanted to highlight this specifically because this is a depiction of DE adding in to a current reward pool. So these Venetian Carnival contest designs are now a part of Nikak's shop rotation. So I wish that DE would go ahead and continuously add rewards into different parts of the Warframe world, because it's nice to see something fresh and new, even if one is a little bit memey. This one is gorgeous, however. I'm gonna have to go ahead and pick that up. Moving on to something that I have already picked up, as you can now purchase the prize companion skin pack in the in-game marketplace. This pack includes both winning skins from the Tenno's Best Friend contest, the Henlo Kubro skin based on Skavert's dog, and the Deltra Kavat skin based on Deltra's cat. I love this. You guys know I'm a sucker for companions, so definitely check this out. This will actually get you more colors as well. So not just the fur patterns, but it'll get you access to a couple additional colors, just in case you wanted to go ahead and explore that. They're so cute! All right, so moving along, this is another thing that this is kind of stupid for me to touch on, but I do quite enjoy these. These are really, really cool glyph slash emblem things. So previously we had the base elements as well as critical damage and all that kind of stuff. As you can see, they've expanded on that with viral, corrosive gas, so on and so forth. I love seeing these in the little like group menu where you see the little drop down. I think that they're just the perfect like shape and size for that. So if you want to get your hands on that and represent, make sure you go ahead and grab that today. You can also have the ability to replay the following quests: Natasai's Vigil, the Jordas Precept, Patient Zero, the Silver Grove, the Arcwing, Howl of the Crew Bro. So if you guys missed out on that or wanted to record some of that, that is available to you guys. This is the other thing that I'm leaving here for myself because I haven't picked it up yet and I've been meaning to pick it up. It's the new Dark Lotus UI theme and background. Now, the picture itself is one of Megan's creations, which hurts my eyes, but you know what? To each their own when it comes to fashion frame. But I really like the patterning they have for the actual UI itself, and I'm curious to try that out with different colors. So I need to pick that up ASAP if you guys haven't and like customizing your UI. DE is making a lot of strides into improving the UI as of late, so I fully support this. And there is one last... let's not talk about the rendering update. They're working on it. They're going to make our metallics hopefully less like rusty and dusty and make them shiny again. It's something that's on the way. We also have bow stat changes, which we'll get into in a sec. I want to kind of finish up the fluff real quick. Now, there's some Titania changes, which don't matter because they have not fixed the forced vacuum on her Roomba wing. And until they do, nothing you do to her matters. Now, because of the fact that I went ahead and highlighted all of the companion stuff, I did want to make it very apparent to all of my Sentinel users out there that they have actually gone and PBR'd a lot of the Sentinel accessories. So if you guys have not checked that out as of late, definitely take a look at how it works. There's also some weapons and some weapon skins in there that have also got the polish pass that they very well deserve. So don't say that I don't care about you too. But let's go ahead and move into the bow changes, because this is by far the biggest addition, and it's buried so deep in the text. So, when tracking down a bug, while the Paris Prime bows were doing less damage than their arsenal stats indicated, internal stats were reporting that all bows doing more damage than they actually were. So, clearly, bows were not delivering the punch that they were supposed to. Below is a review of all bows with the exception of the lens, and increased stats where appropriate. They also have some general changes. Normalize quick shots to have the same critical chance / damage and status chance as charge shots. So, I need to point that out because there are some people who love to spam bow shots because it applies status really, really well. So for the you guys out there, you should celebrate a little bit, right? While reviewing the bow stats, the team has also refreshed their FX, including the lens. So for those of you guys who like explosions, go ahead and whip that baby out and take a look at how it looks now. So we have specific changes. The Cernos, quick shot increased from 110 to 190. Charge shot increased from 220 to 380. It's feeling quite juicy. The flight speed, I love flight speed increases. It went from 85 to 90, and then the aim zoom has been decreased. Mutilus Cernos, I need to get into this because a lot of people have been really, really loving this, and they gave this a nice bump. Quick shot increased from 120 to 205, charge shot increased from 225 to 410, and then they decreased the aim zoom. Now this one is my jam. Quick shot increased from 60 to 92, charge shot increased from 120 to 184, flight speed increased from 85 to 95, and interestingly enough, they tightened the spread of the vertical fire mode and made the top arrow land on the reticule instead of the middle. So now you're not going to miss that very top shot if you're trying to aim the reticule. Just keep in mind that if you were kind of like proportioning it out before to try to get headshots, just know that your top arrow is going to hit where the head is and the rest are going to be body shots. Rakta Cernos, another favorite. Quick shot increased from 150 to 235. Charge shot increased from 250 to 470. Very sexy. Now, this is the one where everybody went crazy. I got so many messages about this, and then everybody started ranting about the Daikyu Prime having to come with a Vara Prime. Calm your tits, but they did decrease the status chance from 50 to 46, so it's only a 4% loss, still fantastic. The critical chance has, however, been increased from 20 to 34, so that's a 14% boost. That can mean a lot when it comes to primary critical mods. The charge shot increased from 460 to 700, and then the flight speed has increased from 135 to 140. I know some of y'all are juicing yourselves right now, but, you know, clean up because we're moving on to the Dread. The quick shot has increased from 130 to 168, and the charge shot increased from 200 to 336. My Dread Ribbon, thanks you very much. Then we have the Paris. The quick shot increased from 120 to 160. Charge shot increased from 180 to 320. I'm going to skip over the MK1 Paris because really, who the fuck cares? We have the Paris Prime, 130 from 180, and the charge shot increased from 260 to 360. The flight speed has also been increased from 85 to 95. Now, the Paris Prime is actually noted as my most used weapon because it was my jam way back in the day, so it's nice to see it get a little bit of love. I'm going to do a quick scroll just to see if there was anything else. Nope. Let's go ahead and talk about the Shazwin. So I saved this from the very, very end, and I want to kind of like remark on the fact that, number one, I can have fun in Warframe, and I enjoy myself quite a lot. There are some things that, of course, I love in Warframe that are not necessarily gameplay items. However, I feel like this is the perfect example of digital streams being a little too extreme, okay? So I'm actually gonna harken back to a tweet that DE Steve put out back in the day, and I have to also give you guys a little bit of a disclaimer. I love DE Steve. He is 150% pure daddy, even though his hats are trolling a lot of the time, which tends to trigger me. That pizza hat, literally. Not on your head, in your belly, okay? But he did tweet out a while ago saying, also, yeah, some fun, lighthearted things have shipped this summer. Maybe gives you the impression we're not focused on serious stuff. New War, Empyrean, Squad Link, modes, new tile sets, raids rethink, Duviri. But someone's small after-hours experiment is just that. We're working. And I cannot deny that DE did not put a lot of work into this update. But this tweets, I want you to keep in mind when I go ahead and read you the Shazwin interactive emote notes, alright? So, back in update 25.4.0, we added the Shazwin to the market for 40 platinum, a placeable decoration to remind you of the sacrifice. Immediately the comments rolled in of, I wish we could play it, and today, the day has come. All Shazwin purchases now come with a free Shazwin emote, free, but you did pay for the thing, so I'm just saying. You can now equip to play your signature instrument. Those who have already purchased the Shazwin will retroactively have the emotes. With over half a dozen scales, 3 frets, and 3 strings, all done after hours. All done after hours, I must point out. Your song opportunities are endless. We cannot wait to see what y'all have come up with. We have added 3, okay, so I'm just saying, that's fantastic, right? Because apparently it was all done as an after-hours experiment. All of that after-hours experiment, right? At least, and let's just be honest, there were some things that it could have applied to as well, but I'm assuming that he was probably talking about the Shazwin. So I think that's fantastic. We can now play it. We have 3 frets, 3 strings, and a lot of different song opportunities. We could have stopped there, but instead they got a stream. Right? We have added 3 new Shazwin decorations to the market with a different flair. The Mimica Shazwin, custom color Shazwin. This Shazwin features an adaptive enamel that senses and mimics the color of any musician playing it. And of course, all of this coding was done as an after-hours experiment, right? The Dawn Shazwin, like the morning's first light. This Shazwin will wake the spirit within. After hours specifically. And the Nalumbo Shazwin with its own sound pack. It's completely unique and done after hours. Shazwin has been named to the Dax Shazwin for clarity. Simply change your Shazwin while using the emote, using the menu provided. So there's a menu that they also worked on. Some nifty features to explore with your Shazwin. Numerous different musical scales to choose from. Wow, I can't talk. Play single notes and chords. Play along with Mandichord rhythm section. Practice songs included, and a slow playback feature also available. Wow, added that as a feature too. This is what you are. We all live together, and Smiles from Duran songs included. Add vibrato and whammy bar effects. Record your Shazwin songs and share with friends by linking in chat once you've achieved at least 4 Clems points by playing your track back. Shazwin can also play back songs, or you can play along. Metronome mode option, 120 bits per minute with a quantization feature. God, they have quantization features. Shazwin music can be heard in squads, and aboard landing crafts or relays do allow you to play, but you will only hear your own music and not your peers. So, as you can tell, I'm kind of hinting at the fact that I am completely in disbelief that all of this was done after hours. I feel like this is a squandering of resources that they could be using for something like the New War. They could be creating models instead of these Shazwin models, right? They could also be using those models or creating other models for things like new Zaws, new kit guns. But instead they're modeling new Shazwins, right? That they can sell in the market for plat. In addition to that, as we know, Empyrean is going to be rolled out by node, right? Because I always have to stress this. I always have to stress that these are different departments working on different things. And that's why I'm specifically making remarks about this being aesthetic things. Because, you know, when they roll out those new nodes, they're going to have to create environments and pieces for those environments. So instead of working on pieces for those environments, we have Shazwins, right? We have Shazwins with different coding, with different music. We have different features that are going along. And I just cannot believe that this was completely done all after hours. This is not an after-hours experiment. This is an in-hours production. And I want to kind of stress that because, as you can see right here, reverted the addition of unique open-close sounds for the Nalumbo Shazwin due to it causing crashes and breaking squad mates' UI. In addition to that, they also fixed another bug, the inability to play Shazwins that you have placed in your orbiter. Now, were these fixes done on hours or were they done after hours? So a part of me is very much in disbelief, and I kind of want to say that, you know, as a friend, like, I care because I think that you guys can do amazing. I think that DE is absolutely fantastic and is capable of doing so much good, but instead they tend to like buy way too much into memes. And what we're looking for is meaningful content, not memeingful content, all right? So, you know, just a little bit of a reminder. I'm here, I'm playing, I'm enjoying. But when I see things like this and you try to tell me that it's, you know, it's a side project, it's done after hours, I'm not that dumb. This clearly isn't done like that. So I hope that you guys are, you know, allocating all of your very, very talented, very, like, intelligent and very creative staff into things that are of better uses of your time. That's all I'm saying. But I am going to leave it there. Let me know how you guys feel about this subject down in the comments below. Also, tell me, what part of the update are you guys enjoying the most? Have you guys gotten to play Goss? Are you absolutely loving it? Are you being spammed with look link and mod link requests? What about the new UI? Are you excited for that as well? How about the disruptions? Have you been having a lot of fun with that? How many of those universal medallions you already have? And let me know about your Lua lenses. Toss all of that down in the comments below. And as always, love somebody, hurt nobody, and touch your body. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.